Here we had completed this. Chapter number one, Psychology, Maharashtra Board. Okay, so I will start with the activity two. Activity two, here. If you see here in activity two, read the following statement and discuss about the same in the classroom. There are following statements are there. We need to read it and we need to discuss about it, right? Exactly what it is. The first is psychology is a science. It fulfills many conditions of science. What do you think? Psychology is a science because it fulfills many conditions of a science. I don't think so. Sorry. Then psychology is not an exact science like physics and chemistry. Yes, psychology is not exact like physics and chemistry because in psychology you are studying about the human behavior and human behavior is not universal from country to country. Third, psychology is a social science that studies human. Yes, right. Psychology uses some objective research method and it examines cause and effect and it examines the cause and effect a relationship to produce laws governing human behavior and its finding can be verified. Okay, then psychologists can be distinguished from science. It is a different from pseudoscience and folk wisdom. Yes, the subject matter of psychology is complex as human behavior is dynamic. So the subject matter of psychology is a very complex because human behavior is totally dynamic. It is not static like as we meant. And the mental processes are abstract, like we cannot see the mental process of any person. Therefore, the theories of psychology are not as universal, exact, and precise as physics and chemistry. So, to predict a human behavior, we cannot say that that particular person behave in that way in the same situation. Each person is different because because we cannot read the mind. If we are able to read the mind also, but we are not sure that that person will behave after a few minutes in that way. Okay. Now, let's understand the history of psychology. Now we need to understand the history of psychology. The psychology subject have a certain history and that needs to be considered. Yes, psychology subject has a history and that needs to be learned. Okay, so let's start to learn that history. The history of psychology as a science. Right. History of psychology as a science. So we have need to understand why, what is the history behind it, why the psychology subject is called as a science, and a little bit history from the past. Psychology begins as a branch of philosophy. What it means? It means that psychology subject when it is started, it was started as a branch of, it was a part of a philosophy. Okay, the origin of psychology dates back to the ancient Greek, which means ancient time. Psychology did not emerge directly as a science. Psychology was a branch of philosophy until 1870. So 1870, this subject was a part of philosophy, and the subject didn't came alone. It is not separated. It was a part of philosophy. Like you can say the mathematics subjects, the statistics is a part of math. So statistics did not emerge, statistics emerged afterwards. But then also we are studying statistics in math. So here, psychology up to 87 days, psychology was a part of philosophy up to 1870s. It did not emerge independently. Psychology emerged as a separate discipline in 1879. It emerged as a separate discipline in 1879. So psychology emerged as a separate discipline. So this subject is emerged as a separate discipline in 1879. Okay. So psychology subject is emerged as a different discipline in 1879. Okay. So this subject is emerged as a different discipline, as a separate discipline in 1879. Clear? 1879, which means a separate, different discipline. Okay. So here, if I say separate discipline in 1879. So first it was a part, the psychology subject was a part of philosophy. Now it's separated in 1879. How? Let's see. So William Moore, a person, a psychologist, a German physician, psychologist, established the first psychological laboratory in Leipzig University, Germany in 1879. Okay, 1879. And this even considered the office of psychology, so separate scientific discipline. So here, that was a person with equal. Here, he established a psychological laboratory. Okay, he established the psychological laboratory, and this event is considered the psychology emerged as a separate department when the laboratory had, okay, in 1879. Clear? Then emergence of the structuralism. Emergence of structuralism. What is structure? Structuralism means what? So you are just saying that emergence, first of all, emerge means what? Emerge means it is which is coming into the picture. So then after that the psychology subject is emerged as a structuralism, emergence of structuralism. Psychologists studies in a structural way. So structuralism is widely regarded as the first school of thought in psychology. It was the first thought in psychology. William and his student Edward H. Hitchner advocated structuralism and William Wood as a man, and they used the method of introspection to study the conscious experience, sense, like sensation and perception. So here, structuralism means what? They want to understand the structure of mind, what the what what the person is thinking. Like I'm going to use a structuralism to understand your behavior, and I'm going to use a introspection method. Introspection method is means that I will ask you that I will tell you whatever is going in your mind from past, present, and future. Write it down. That is an introspection method. So you will write what is going on in your mind. So that is an introspection method. Then I will understand the structure of your brain. Okay. And then emergence of functionalism. So the first function. Functionalism, I want to understand your function of the brain, how your brain is working. So functionalism was advocated by William James, and he is known as the father of American psychology. He emphasizes the study of human consciousness. So he put more effort to study the human consciousness. Okay, and we have time to understand the function of a human brain or human mind. Okay, now emergence of psychoanalysis. Okay, emergence of Psychoanalysis, psycho study, psycho means the word meaning of. In contrast to the early school of thought and Austrian physician Sigmund Freud, and even during this thing in 11th Sigmund Freud had a theory of psychoanalysis in it. So Sigmund Freud was a person. He had said that psychology is the study of hidden motives, and he gave importance to the study of unconscious mind. Okay. He gave importance to the study of unconscious mind. Okay. He gave importance to the study of unconscious mind. So basically, we are talking about the history of psychology as a science, like how this subject is called a science. We are talking about is past. Because of functionalism, because of psychoanalysis, because of behaviorism, that's the main reason the subject is called a science. Right? The emergence of behaviorism came during the early 20th century. An American psychologist named John B. Watson advocated a new school of thought known as behaviorism. So behaviorism rejected both the study of conscious experience and unconscious and made psychology more scientific discipline by focusing on the study of observability. So yeah, what happened to John B. Watson and he was more interested in the study of the behaviorism. Okay. So like this the behaviorism here. Because when he wants to study, he had rejected the conscious and unconscious. He said that psychology is the study of behavior. Yeah. Then emergence of humanistic psychology. Emergence of humanistic psychology. So the first half of the 20th century was dominated by psychoanalysis. So the first half of the 20th century was dominated by psychoanalysis. Okay. First half of the 20th century, which means 94, 1950, it was totally controlled by the psychoanalysis and behaviorism. And during the second half, the Carl Rogers and American psychologists advocated the need of the human. In contrast, it studies in contrast to the study of unconscious, advocated by psychoanalysis, advocated by behaviorism. Humanistic psychologists based upon the study of Freeman psychology, psychology. So then, humanistic psychologists came. So here what happened? This first of the 20th century was more focusing on the study of behaviorism, psychoanalysis, but the second, after the 1950 got open, the psychology became the study of humanistic psychology that from the human perspective measures free the self-realization, self-independence. Okay. And then emergence of cognitive, cognitivism during the 1950s and 1960s. Psychoanalysis and behaviorism were replaced by the new perspective units. So then psychology new perspective units, cognitism. So here the Ulrich, American psychologist, is considered as the founder and researcher in cognitive psychology studying higher cognitive processes like memory, decision making, problem solving, intelligence, and with MRI. So then people then in psychology, they started studying about the cognitism. They started understanding about the higher order mental process thinking, higher order thinking, and how MRI and PET scans. Okay, so we have done the history of psychology and science. Okay, so activities we have to visit and we have to study about. Okay, I'm stopping here. Thanks.